We stopped the Waking Flames' threat to Blackwood and saved Fargrave from the Incarnates, but many questions remain unanswered. Mehrunes Dagon is still a threat to your world, mortal, and there are things I still wish to learn. Will you aid me again? I want to resume our search for the fourth ambition, and we should track down the other ambitions, Sombrin and Kalia. They need to rejoin us before Mehrunes Dagon's lackeys find them. I also want to know why Dagon is interested in the Anchorite. I sent for your wood elf friend, Evely Sharp-Arrow. I asked her to comb through the Longhouse Emperor's documents to look for more clues as to the fourth ambition's hiding place. She should arrive shortly. Let us meet her in the Plaza of Portals. The window of opportunity closes quickly, mortal. Both for what I still wish to learn and for you to save your world. Mehrunes Dagon has been thwarted twice, but that will only make him more dangerous next time. Let us go meet up with the Wood Elf. Do you seek praise? You have done as I asked and been compensated. That is the mortal custom, is it not? You want more? Very well. You helped me unravel the Longhouse Emperor's secrets in Blackwood, where we discovered 3 of the 4 ambitions. Yes, but Destron was killed during the battle with the Order of the Waking Flames High Priest. Still, we kept Sombrin and Kalia out of Mehrunes Dagon's hands. Now they wander the Deadlands with the Mysterium Xarxes, learning to control their powers. So you do remember. Yes, in that Oblivion realm, we learned about the Cataclysts and the process for creating incarnates before you destroyed the devices. And we met the Anchorite, heir to the Longhouse bloodline. Dagon seemed very interested in her. No, but perhaps one of my contacts in Fargrave has heard whispers of powerful mortals hiding in the Deadlands. We will turn our attention to locating the ambitions after we talk to Evely, and see what she has learned. You and the Wood Elf uncovered many documents in the Imperial vaults. We barely had time to examine them before other tasks drew our attention. Maybe they will reveal the location or the identity of the fourth ambition. One can only hope. My curiosity is not yet sated. There are still things I wish to know about Mehrunes Dagon's plans and the creation of the ambitions. I intend to learn these and other things. Since our goals align, why not continue to work together?
Cracked acorns! This place is amazing! Hey, friend. Good to see you. This place is incredible! Investigator Vale never went to Oblivion in any of her stories, so I wasn't sure what to expect. I was nervous when Lyrinth said I had to use a portal to get here, but this is great! And you're here now, so it's even better. A lot of crazy talk about conquest, Mehrunes Dagon, and staining the world with the blood of their enemies, but nothing more about the ambitions. Ugh, it's so frustrating. I definitively could tell that Emperor Leovic had certain records destroyed. Yeah, sorry. I know Lyrinth was counting on me to come up with some clue to follow. I thought I had a lead about one of their holdings, but I hit a dead end. It seems like the Longhouse Emperors took all the information with them to their graves. Mostly helping out around Leowin, and I did a couple of small tasks for Governor Keshu, rounding up a few stray cultists, that sort of thing. Otherwise, it's been pretty quiet. Until Lyrinth contacted me, that is. She gave me the highlights. Weird Cataclyst devices, Sister Seldina, that evil Knockfrost guy. I'm sorry I wasn't there to help. I can't wait to meet the Anchorite, though. I always thought about getting a mask, like the Green Hood or the Scarlet Judge. She sent one of her creepy followers to bring me messages. That Rogatina woman. Letters mostly, but Lyrinth did stop by to give me final instructions on how to get to Fargrave. I got to use a portal key. That was exciting.
The Longhouse documents were no help, and I still haven't heard any word from my contacts. Our next chance can be found at the House of Whims.
The House of Whims? That sounds intriguing.
Meet me at the House of Whims. It's time to explore the Anchorite's memories. Anchorite, Mehrunes Dagon was particularly interested in you at Ardent Hope. We must examine your memories.
So you're the Anchorite, huh? Neat mask.
Thanks. I like your bow, too.
Let us begin. Mortal, use the memory vessel to capture fragments of the Anchorite's recollections as the ritual progresses. Use the vessel to collect the memory fragments when they appear. I will use the Anchorite's amulet as a focus.
Is this supposed to hurt?
There, a memory fragment. Take it.
Chief Priest, the legacy of the Longhouse Emperors flows through her veins.
Keep going. We are close.
Another memory fragment. Take it before it disperses.
Nothing. Fulfill your purpose, or you will be discarded.
No! Please, make it stop!
You're hurting her! Stop! Stop this now!
Foolish mortals! You try my patience! The Wood Elf had no right to stop the ritual. It was not her decision to make. Without any other lead, the Anchorite's memories were our best chance to determine Mehrunes Dagon's plans. Now we have nothing. You seek to quell my anger by suggesting we may still salvage something from this debacle. Very well. Show the memory vessel to Madam Whim. Let her tell us what it contains before I take my leave. We have no clue as to how to find the last ambition. The ritual was halted before it could fully sort the Anchorite's memories. Only one other avenue remains open: Sombrin and Kalia. The likelihood that I can locate them is slim, but I must try. Do I seem tense? Well, you and Evely seem oddly calm for creatures whose very plane of existence is under threat. Do you enjoy it here in Fargrave? Shall this sandpit be your sanctuary once Mehrunes Dagon conquers your world? Go. Deal with Whim.
The Anchorite's memories are too scattered, unfocused. She has not yet come to grips with the fact that these newly restored memories belong to her. Let me see the memory vessel. Perhaps we were able to gather something useful after all. Ah, this is a very early memory. The Anchorite as a babe, hearing her father's voice. I can use this. Yes, another early memory. But this time her father's voice is cold, commanding. These fragments vibrate with emotional veracity, a signature of sorts. I can use that to scry the location of the Longhouse Emperor, or, more accurately, his soul. If you find the Emperor, you can talk to him. Get the information you need directly from Morakar himself. I sense he is imprisoned in the Deadlands, in the Brandfire Reformatory. Take the Anchorite's amulet. It will lead you to the Emperor's soul. As I understand it, the amulet was a gift from father to daughter. Its connection to Morakar is strong. Use it in the Reformatory and it will lead you to him. However, what state his soul will be in after decades of torture, I do not know.
I'll meet you at the Brandfire Reformatory. I want to see this memory or lost soul or whatever it is when we find it.
If Lyrinth is going to search for Kalia and Sombrin, she's going to need my help. I'm practically an expert at finding ambitions now. Also, I want to keep an eye on her. We'll meet back up with you if we find those two.
It's my amulet and my memories, so I'm going with you.
Very well. Take the anchorite and explore this memory. See where it leads. Meanwhile, I will begin the hunt for Sombren and Kalia.
You shouldn't go alone, Lyrinth. I'll join you.
How distrustful, Evely. Fine. Mortal, we will find you when we have word.
Anyway.
Don't just stand there, Scampfoot. Hide!
Alright, don't cry for Mummy. This is it. Wisp! Let's follow it. I wonder how many souls are trapped in this place. This is what the Longhouse Emperors expected when they made their bargain with Mayrun's Day.
I really don't like your odds. Maybe I should have joined the buoyant
I
armatures.
think we need to go in there. That looks like some sort of forge. I wonder if it still works. I'm not sure what we're going to find in here, but let's look around. The amulet must have led us here for a reason. Did you hear that? It sounded like it came from the furnace. The furnace door is sealed tight. Why would my amulet lead us here?
Open the door. Your Emperor commands it.
The same voice from my memory. Emperor Morikar. There's a discharge labrum there. We need to find and charge some lucents. I think we can open the furnace door by using lucents. I want to see what's inside. See if that voice really belongs to Emperor Morikar. It certainly sounded like the voice from my memory. Let's find some lucents and figure out how this works. You need to find some lucents, preferably charged ones. Otherwise, you need a dynamis font to charge them. Then place a charged lucent in the correct discharge labrum to release the energy and make something happen. In this case, I think it will ignite the furnace and open the door. That's my best guess, anyway. Door opened! All I see is a chunk of slag. There's no doubt about it. The voice came out of that chunk of slag. And it sounds just like Emperor Morikar's voice from my memory. He wants us to free him. Do you think we should? You've seen this place. It's all about torture. I think they fused the souls of the Emperors into that chunk of metal. Seems like a fitting punishment for anyone who incurred Mehrunes Dagon's wrath. But we need to free them to talk to them. We need to ignite the furnace to melt the slag. I spotted 2 more discharge labrums. If we take that charged Lucent and stick it in one, that might get us halfway there. We'll need to find a second Lucent, though. There are 2 other discharge labrums. If we can find another Lucent, we might be able... Look, up there! A Lucent! Place the charged Lucent in that discharge labrum by the wall. I think we need to ignite the furnace to melt down that slag. Hopefully, that will release whoever is trapped inside, whether it's really Emperor Morikar or not. The furnace has 2 other discharge labrums connected to it. If we move the charged Lucent you found to one of them, we'll need to find another Lucent for the second. Once both are active, that should ignite the furnace. Over here, there's a dynamis font. Let's charge that Lucent. That worked! The Lucent is charged. Now place it in one of the discharge labrums. The furnace ignited. Good job.
Released at last. Who must we thank for our freedom?
This is not freedom. No. Simply a respite from the darkness. I remember the traitors at my gates, the blade of the usurper slicing through my flesh. But I hid them away. I did my best to fulfill the bargain. I am Leovic, last of the Longhouse Emperors. But who are you? You have the stink of the traitorous Varen about you. That snake. I knew he was coming. I knew I had to take action. Preserve the plan. Keep the secret. Salvage the contingency. It started with my grandfather. But it was my father who passed the responsibility to me. It was all part of the bargain the Black Drake made with Mehrunes Dagon. He would prepare the 4 ambitions, and in return, our family would rule forever. I took action. I moved the ambitions to new vaults, safe vaults. But before I could do more, the usurper murdered me. And how did Mehrunes Dagon reward me? By locking me away in a block of metal. And the secret of the Longhouse Emperors died with me.
I still taste the blood of my enemies, those I crushed beneath my heel. This prison is an insult. I am a conqueror, a god in my own right. My teeth have shred the flesh of hundreds, thousands. I demand the respect I deserve. Has the mortal world already forgotten the name of Durkaroch, the Black Drake, first of the Longhouse Emperors? The plan was mine. Mine! The blood of the Reach sings with fury in my veins. How dare Mehrunes Dagon betray my legacy? Lies. You have the tongue of a liar, and I will rip it from your mouth. I will not be swayed by your words. I won't let you betray me. The power promised by the Pact is mine by right. You cannot have it. Away with you!
An eternity of agony. This was not what the Prince of Destruction promised. I did everything the Black Drake commanded. Everything the High Priest instructed. And I gave precise orders to my son. So why the torture? And why is the weapon here? Daughter? You mean the weapon? Why have you brought her here? You cannot let her fall into the hands of Mehrunes Dagon. He reneged on his promise to us. I see no reason to keep our part of the bargain now. You did not know? The girl is one of the 4 ambitions of Mehrunes Dagon. But she's not like the other 3. Oh, no. I made a few modifications of my own to the High Priest's ritual. She is not just an ambition. She is my contingency. An emperor never relies on a single strategy. We were promised power if we delivered the ambitions at the appointed time, but Daedric princes are not to be trusted. So I prepared Mairead as a weapon that could deal with Dagon, should the need arise. My daughter, the 4th ambition, she's the key. Along with the other ambitions, she can call forth the power to banish Mehrunes Dagon. That was my contingency, in case the Prince of Destruction lied, and we needed to send him back to the Deadlands. The Anchorite? Is that what you call Mairead? Use her and the ambitions. Bring my vengeance to the Prince who betrayed us. Go to the Isle of Joys, a retreat not far from here. All the details are there. Someone calls. My ambitions.
I'm an ambition? One of those people Lyranth was talking about? How is that possible?
We are not property or playthings, Morcar.
Sombrin, no!
You are what we created you to be.
You wanted a weapon? Then taste my power!
Oh, Sombrin. Why?
Hey, friend. We better talk.
I didn't think Sombrin was going to do something so dramatic. You have to forgive him. He's been very intense lately. I'm not sure how else to describe it. When we first arrived in the Deadlands, he insisted he could help me control my powers, that I could practice without fear of hurting anyone. But lately he's been different. Almost desperate. He spends most of his time reading that strange book, searching desperately for answers. He's obsessed with our power, trying so hard to understand it. But the more frustrated he gets, the more he pulls away. And now, this. I'm worried about him. You must remember, the book Evely gave him, Lyranth called it the Mysterium Xarxis. He's become obsessed with it. He's sure the answer to controlling our powers hides somewhere among its pages, and he pores over them at every opportunity. Not in the same way. I don't think he's having dreams or anything. Sombrin's always been passionate, but since Destron died, his rage has been growing, and the frustration and desperation makes that rage harder, sharper. And what he just did... I've tried, but he wants to protect me. He doesn't want to burden me with the weight he's carrying. I think he needs to work this out for himself. I just hope he can do that soon, before he lets that rage and frustration destroy him.
I almost decided not to accompany Lyranth, but now I'm glad she insisted. How else would I have gotten the opportunity to punish the Longhouse Emperors for what they did to us? Finding the last ambition? That's just a welcome surprise. I have no interest in more of their lies, and neither should you. I gave the Longhouse Emperors exactly what they wanted. My power. Besides, they'll reform in this place eventually. I just couldn't allow them to corrupt the last ambition. Those men were evil when they were alive. Do you think an existence of torture in the Deadlands would change that? The last ambition needs to learn from Kalia and me. I sense that same power inside her that courses through us. We belong together. A fantasy. We can't hope to stand against the Prince of Destruction. Look, I've learned a lot since last we spoke. Too much to explain and too little that you would understand. It's time for the ambitions to take our destiny in our own hands.
That man, Sombrin, he seems familiar. But why did he destroy the Emperors? There was so much more I wanted to ask, especially of Morikar. I can't quite bring myself to call him father. But what Morikar said, is it true? Am I an ambition? Maybe. But familiar or not, they're still strangers. We came here for answers. And while I learned something, it feels like all I got was more questions. Right. Morikar said the answers were waiting at the Isle of Joys. I have no idea where that might be. Look, your friend Everly wants to talk to you, and I need a moment to think this through. But don't worry, I'm with you to the end. I promise.
I am not all right with what just happened. Lyrinth and I managed to find Sombrin and Kalia. We convinced them to come with us. But I had no idea he was going to explode those poor ghosts. Did I hear correctly? The Anchorite is the last ambition? That's just... Did you have any idea? Well, I guess that makes it easy enough. Now we know where all the ambitions are. Did you learn anything else before Sombrin blasted them into non-existence? Wait a moment, I know that name. Remember Lyrinth had me comb through the Longhouse Emperor's documents? That name was listed as one of their hunting retreats. But I couldn't find any other information. Do you know where it is? That's why the map didn't make sense. It wasn't a map of Tamriel. It's the Deadlands. All right, my friend. Let's go see what we can find at the Isle of Joys. Mehrunes Dagon could move against us at any moment.
You're one of us, Anchorite. An ambition. Do you know what that means?
I don't know a lot of things, it seems.
I can answer your questions. Come with us to a place meant only for ambitions. I'll show you.
No. We need to stay together.
I'm sorry, Lyrinth. I need to do this.
Damn it. That was a mistake that may cost us dearly. Mortals. Always so unpredictable. As annoying as that is, perhaps that's what keeps me so interested. You and Everly head to the Isle of Joys. See what you can find there. I will follow the Anchorite. I want to keep an eye on Sombrin. No, and his erratic behavior worries me. Mortal minds were not meant to read the Mysterium Xarxes. I'm wary about him separating the Anchorite from us as well. We're going to need her once you determine the nature of this contingency plan. My reaction is irrelevant. The Anchorite recently had her memories returned to her and has yet to make sense of them all. Now she discovers she's also an ambition of Mehrunes Dagon, and a tool of a father she didn't know. I understand her motivations. Have you not realized after all this time that I have my ways, little mortal? I found Sombrin and Kalia once. I can do so again. In the meantime, you and Everly should search the Isle of Joys. We must discover this plan that Emperor Morikar spoke of.
If I were the Anchorite, I'd want answers too. I still have a bad feeling about this, though. Something about Sombrin was off. I don't remember him being so quick to anger back in Blackwood. As much as I want to, no. Someone has to investigate the Isle of Joys. We should stick together and take care of that. The anchorite, though. She'll be all right, right? Good to hear. I barely know her, so I wasn't sure. Besides, Kellier's with them. She'll keep Sombrin from doing anything too crazy, I'm sure. We just have to trust that the anchorite knows what she's doing. Everything will be fine. Now let's go!
I don't want to hurt you, but now I'm going to. Let's ride!
That's the island over there. This portal should get us across. Imperial ruins. This must be the Isle of Joys. I think you got their attention. Documents describe the Isle of Joys as a hunting retreat.
It's all in your head! Keep fighting! Set likes a quick study.
Different idea of joy. Come on, let's search those rooms. Ego-Nimic? What's that? That ring looks a lot like the Anchorite's amulet. It might be important. This was a productive trip. At least Emperor Morikar's ghost didn't lie about leaving stuff here. Let's review what we found. Yeah, I noticed that straight away. Maybe they were part of a set, and this one was Emperor Morikar's? And look, it has some weird runes etched into the surface. It might be important. Hold on to it. What about that journal? Let me see. The Ego-Nimic is some sort of name? Says it has the power to banish Mehrunes Dagon. That's huge. But whatever we need to access it isn't here. It's in the Anchorite's vault. I still can't believe she's an ambition. What about that map? Didn't we explore all the vaults in Blackwood? Wait a moment. I did read about one other vault. Doom Vault Volpanaz. It was cracked open and ransacked during Varen's revolution. So I assumed any ambition inside it was long gone. Really? You explored another vault without me? You're trying to make me look bad. What did you find? Tell me there was something there that connects to all this. Did you get to search it all? I guess if you'd found the key to a weapon that could banish Mehrunes Dagon in there, you would have told us about it. Well, we can't give up now. This is still worth looking into. Maybe this mark indicates a hidden portion of the vault that you didn't spot last time. We have to at least try. I'll meet you there. Good, you're here. Let's find the spot indicated on the map. You brought the map of the vault with you from the Isle of Joys, right? Let's go to the location it specified. There has to be something there that can lead us to the Ego Nimic. What happened to this place?
Getting good at this. Well, I probably shouldn't be proud of that.
Look! Those runes are similar to the ones on the ring. I knew that ring was important. All right, I guess... Is this where the anchorite used to live? Looks like someone else has been here recently. That's Sombrin's diary. I guess he and Kalia spent some time here. Did he write down anything that can help us? So Sombrin and Kalia came here at some point, after they left us and went to the Deadlands? I wonder what they were looking for. So, anything good in Sombrin's diary? He's not on the same level as the writer of the Investigator Vale stories, but his writing isn't bad. Interesting. Does he know about the Egonymic? It doesn't seem like it. He just says he thinks something important is inside that chest. Hey now, positive thoughts! Let's examine the chest. Maybe the ring will help. It got us into this hidden chamber. Who knows what else it can do? This enchantment looks powerful. That's unusual. I have absolutely no idea what that is.
Mortals, we have a problem. That fool ambition. He will ruin everything. You both need to come with me. Sombrin has turned to Mehrunes Dagon, and he plans to take Kalia and the Anchorite with him. We must stop him. How clear must I make it, little mortal? He has Kalia and the Anchorite and is attempting to force them to go with him. He plans to present them all to the Prince of Destruction. We must get to an Ilarch summit and stop him. When I left to retrieve you, Sombrin was attempting to wrestle power from each of the other ambitions and take it for himself. He will turn that power over to Mehrunes Dagon unless we intervene. Quickly, through the portal. There is no time to waste.
Portals! I think I'm finally getting used to them. Let's go.
As before, the properties of this accursed mountain play havoc with my magic. Better if you make your own way from here.
Sombrin, wait. He's run all the way up this thing? Back on your feet. That was a bit of a warm-up. They're coming for us.
Over here, mortal. Sombrin took Kalia and the Anchorite through that door.
Stop! This is insane! We're not coming with you.
Only Mehrunes Dagon can teach us, help us control our powers. It's all in his book. can't let you interfere. Destron, deal with them!
Destron? Sovereign! What have you done?
Obey!
Destron,
You will not
come
pass!
forth. Let my memory be destroyed.
You let me die! I won't let that happen to Kalia! Sovereign will save us!
I wasn't
Doing what's necessary, Kalia. For all of us. Your power is better off in my hands.
Sombrin, leave her alone!
Sombrin didn't expect you to fight back, Anchorite. Well done.
What did I just do?
We should go too. I will summon a portal to take us to Fargrave. Kalia and the Anchorite will be safe here. Come, little mortal. Let's talk. I did not expect Sombrin to turn against us, or for him to try to take the power of the remaining ambitions. He now possesses the power of Destron and Kalia as well as his own. If he hands that power to Dagon, neither of us will like the results. I am still considering our options. At least we have the Anchorite, and she still has her powers. That is enough for now. You did well, mortal. Against all odds, you continue to prevail. Take this with my gratitude and prepare for what comes next. Now that we can... Mortal, a word.
I want to apologize. I never should have went with Sombrin and Kalia. Never put all of us in that situation. I just wanted answers, you know? What happened at the end? I still can't believe I did that.
Something feels wrong. Like part of me is missing. What did he take from me? Oh, Sombrin. How could you?
I thought Sombrin was our friend. I can't believe he would do something like this. How could he turn to Mehrunes Dagon? How could he betray us? I'm so mad I can barely see straight!